Hello, my name is Torn Atkinson. It's time for another. Oh my god, just got out of the shower. What's going on with my hair? It's time for another exciting episode of 20-Minute Monsters, which may be more than 20 minutes today. This is a thing that I do on the old internet YouTube channel. Today I'm drawing a flying Nautilus, which is for a client, and I have drawn a flying Nautilus before. Which I can show you right here. Well, kind of not flying. Actually, this is a swimming Nautilus, a very large Nautilus with a nereid and a naginata on a Nautilus. So that's fun. So I've got some experience. I guess I've got one experience drawing a Nautilus, and this one is going to be. Let me read you the description from the client because that's exciting. That's a fun thing to do. Scorio stepped back, looked down the street, and saw a medium-sized Nautilus floating a few feet above the pavement. I don't know what medium size is, but we don't need to worry about scale in my drawing. Its black shell raggedly striped with crimson, its tentacles floating out behind it, drinking in the mana. So, these are magical flying versions of real Nautiluses. So feel free to add a touch of magic, wonder, or to make their shells resplendent. So, of course, there's references to crimson, which this is going to be a black and white drawing, so that crimson will just be probably white or very light. And I don't know how long it'll take me. Let's see if we can draw it in 20 minutes. Probably not. We can get it started at least. We get it to a semblance of and I have some. I went to Sketchfab to look up. Let me change. Yeah, so here's the angle I want to do, like as if you're looking up at it into the sky. So will I put some clouds behind it? And we can change the lighting in here, so it's not quite so dark. This resolution is very low on this one, but there are a couple others. So I think that's more or less. I want to see the eye. I want to see some of the details. And of course, the shell will be different. So that's what I'm using for my basis. And gosh golly, what else can I say about my presence on the internet? Come and find me on Tumblr. Come and find me on Blue Sky, Instagram, Facebook. I'm there. I'm not on all of them. I'm not on the TikTok. I'm not on the X, formerly known as Twitter. But I'm other places. So and I do have a Patreon. So come on over to my Patreon. I posted for like the first time in like since August last year. I really dropped the ball there, but I'm gonna try to post more. What did I post? I posted about some things coming up. I posted about Atomicon. Let me see if I can show you the poster here. Atomicon. If you're in Vancouver, on the relevant info is down in the bottom right corner here. July 8th, between 5 and 9. I think that's a third. No, it's Wednesday. It says right here it's a Wednesday. Wednesday, July 8th. Come on down. I'll have a table with my buddy Mehmet, and we'll be selling some cool art and books and stuff. And one of the things I'll be selling that I just made yesterday, let me see if I can get the camera to focus on this, is my brand new book plates. This book belongs to. Little sticker with my pal Chris reading a book of an unspeakable tome. And so I've got those stickers. I think I'll be selling them for $3 maybe. We'll see how it goes. I don't want to undersell or underprice for the rest of my sticker selling buddies. Here, my hair is just. And then what else? So here's a story. I was gonna go out riding my bike to some yard sales around town, and just as I stepped out of the shower, down came the rain. So I said, well, this is a good time for a live stream then, isn't it? But one of the things I like to get at yard sales, if I see them, are small frames, small art frames you can get pretty cheap. 10 for $1, maybe not that cheap. And I'm going to take some of my, this is one of the other things I'm going to do at Atomicon. Some of my little drawings that I made, usually here's my little tiny sketch pad, my drawing sketch pad. And let's flip through it to see what I drew. Here's a little Cthulhu. He's muscly. And next we have a different Cthulhu. He's the Pointillism Cthulhu. These were done for Inktober last year, where each one had a different prompt. I try to do it at different. My prompts were not the normal Inktober prompts. My prompts were styles. I try to do it in different styles. So this would be like I don't know, like a watercolor type. Even though it's not watercolor, it's marker. But this is another Cthulhu. So that's fun. And then what do we have here? Oh, this is Silhouette Cthulhu in the Bigfoot pose. So that's fun. That didn't take very long to draw. And then this is Chiaroscuro Cthulhu. So you can't really see that very well. But it's like extreme foreshortening as his hand is down in the swamp. And then this is Claire-Line. I don't really know how to pronounce it. But clean line, French for clean line, I think. Clear line, which is like the Tintin, Hergé's Tintin style of graphic. And then this is Chibi Cthulhu. I'll probably frame that one for sure. I think that'll sell. I don't know what to price them at. Do I have any more? That's the last one. So I have a few frames that I've collected, and we'll put them in there. But enough of this gay banter. Let's get to drawing the Nautilus. So we can get rid of this. And let me choose my brush. Right now I'm in Rusty Nib 2. Let's Rusty Nib 5. Is that going to be too sketchy? It might be too sketchy for this. Too rough, too ragged edge. Scratchy Nib, even worse, right? Yes. I usually like to use, and I guess it would kind of make sense, even though, here's the Rube pen. Let's see the Rube. Let me zoom in on the Rube. It's got a nice little bit of a transparency. Maybe we'll do the Rube pen today. Okay. So here we can do, I chose red background for no particular reason. But let's get that. Let's get a darker. This is Watcher DM. Hello. You know what? I don't like how, I wish this were a little more rough. So maybe I will go back to my, where is it? Fountain Inker Bleed. It's a little more rough, isn't it? Is it? It's about the same. No, it's a little rougher. Okay. How is Gabriel today? Fountain Inker Bleed. So I'm going to write that down. Fountain Inker Bleed. We're drawing a Nautilus today. If you want to rewind the tape, you can you can listen to me read the description of what we're going to draw. But more importantly, it's going to be a fun time. It doesn't matter what we draw. We're just going to have a good time, right? Yeah, how's Watcher DM today? I'm excited. I'm getting excited about TornCon. Which is, for those who don't know, every year on my birthday. Well, this is the second year I'm doing it. So last year on my birthday, and hopefully this year on my birthday, which is June 28th, if you want to send me any gifts. Don't send me any gifts, unless they're magic cards. I have done and plan to do a one-day gaming convention, which will be here in Vancouver, obviously. And it's going to be some Magic the Gathering. There's going to be some Mutant Crawl Classics is scheduled for the morning. Harnmaster is scheduled for the afternoon, for the mid-afternoon block. So there's some overlap between blocks because it's only like, I don't know, what is it? It's between 8:30. Like, I think I said 10:30 to 8:30 p.m., 10 a.m. to basically 10 a.m. to 8. So that's 12 hours. Is it 12 hours? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, and then there's more room. If you want to run your shadow, I mean, you can run it whenever you want. But if you're going to run Shadow Dark or Mothership or whatever else you want to run, there's an open space in the last block, the afternoon to evening block, if you're available for that. But if you have to run it at the same time other games, then we'll just set up another table and that's fine. Yeah, and my friend Peter would like to run Maze Rats, a game called Maze Rats. So I don't know what time he wants to run that either. So there's certainly looks like there's going to be more role-playing games this year than there was last year, which is exciting. I hope people will show up and play the games. Washer DM says, doing all right, just doing some writing and drawing. I saw the title, stoked to see how it comes out. Thank you. Let me take a drink. And so, this is a magical flying Nautilus. Let me look back at my reference. My references is... oh, come on now. Also, I've got my this one looks weird. Like his eyes look weird. Like I wonder, like, is this? It looks too fuzzy to be AI. So maybe it is real. But oh, look at this fun internal diagram. We don't need that. We don't need that. Yeah. Oh, there's a nice close up of the eyes. Can I? Where is it? Where'd it go? It went away. Come back. There it is. Look at this. Look at this nice close up of the eyes. I'll keep that one handy. Keep that one at the ready. Okay. Shall we begin some drawing? Also, today is World Pest Day, and it's also Caves and Karst Day, June 6th. So I always like to every morning I like to go see what day is it. What national or international World Day is it today, and then I'll post some artwork I've created that fits in with the theme. So on my Facebook, I threw up a few old drawings. A knoll wearing some eyeglasses was one of them. Wonderful. Would love to. I know that there are definitely people interested in Shadow Dark. They've said as much. All right. So I need to go back to my references. Come back, references. There you are. There you are. There she is. All right, so should we time it? 10:28. Let's see. So we're looking at it from above. So just referring to it kind of curves around here. Right? And then this is the general. So it's got this is going to be tricky because I want to give it the texture of the shell, because the shell will have like physical ridges on it, but then it'll have like the pattern. So here. So, here we see this is just the shell, and the light will be coming from this way, I think. So we're gonna have a lot of this is all gonna be in the shadow, and I'm trying to remember, what have I done for this client? I want to make it consistent with it, because this is book 2. This is for Phil Tucker's Bastion. I should have put that in the title description. This is for Phil Tucker's Bastion. Here we go. Here we go. Let's look at Bastion number 1. Here's what I drew last time. So I do have some. It wasn't all a consistent brush. I used different brushes. So this one is all one brush. That one is all one brush. That one is all one brush. And that one is all one brush, but for the effects, I did a different one. So I think I can use, to save a little bit of time, I might use some different brushes. So I don't have to. Let me see. So I don't have to do all of this texture in the shadowy parts. I mean, look, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. So this is a magical, and it's supposed to be magical. So, and there's supposed to be rivers of what he calls coal mana. So maybe there'll be something like, I don't know, that this guy is feeding off of. So that's cool. I like that idea. So we can do a little. Let's get his little siphon here. Siphon. This is just the. That would be like, yeah. And like maybe he's siphoning in the coal. That's an idea. Looks like he's shooting it out, but so maybe we don't do that. Because as we know, they travel. You'll be traveling this way because the siphon pushes air out. So it's kind of a weird thing, right? We if you look up a video of a Nautilus swimming, it appears to be swimming backwards, like its eyes are facing the wrong way to where it's swimming, but whatever. Whatever, man. Okay. So this is where the eye is going to be. I want to make the eye nice and big. Maybe we do. You can't see the entire eye because we are looking up at it. Some kind of, it's magical, so maybe we do something interesting with the eye. Maybe we can do something. I don't know. Just an idea. So then this, right? This is going to be in shadow. This is the ridge here. This is the ridge that goes over the eye. And then there's this kind of fluty part that comes up. Fluty McScuty. And then this part comes out. Maybe a little bit further. Again, this is the underside. And then this is where all the tentacles come out, which is going to be a pain in the ass to draw. But hey, that's why they pay me the big bucks. And since it's magical, I can take some liberties with the tentacles. Usually, let's see. If we look at our pictures, I mean, I guess there are different. Let me see here. See, usually, looking at again, they're quite. The tentacles are kind of fat and then thin, which is kind of cool. Like I'm trying to do I do that? I think I do that. I think I do that. Okay, even though it's gonna increase my workload. But let's do that. Okay. Sometimes when I do these things, I'll count the tentacles. But I think this time I'm gonna just wing it. Alright. Maybe what I'll do is let me get my reference back here. How many tentacles should I do? How many tentacles should I do? I don't know. There's too many. I'm scared. Maybe I do them. Maybe the secret is I do these ones as fat as possible. And then I'll have to draw less. If they're bigger, I can draw less or fewer to be more grammatically. All right. Fountain, ink, or bleed. Let's make this. What size is my drawing here? 8.5. Well, okay, that's fine. That's great. And these are all supposed to be quarter-page drawings, quarter-page art. Let me move you everything down a bit. Except for this. Keep that up there. Let me put. Yeah, we can put the siphon. Do I wanna obscure the siphon with one of these things? Make it not look like a siphon anymore? Yes, I think so. Working on a song for my band, The Darkest of the Hillside Thickets, called Inside You is a Skeleton. And I've been humming it this morning. Inside you is a skeleton. So that should be fun if we end up recording it, which is not a guarantee. Sometimes we have abandoned songs before in the studio, or usually before we get to the studio, we're like, we're not going to record that one. Okay, the Nautilus, the Nautilus. Okay, 1, 2. How many have I got so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not nearly enough. We need more. Let's start some over here. They can be the background guys. All right, 1. Yeah, the rain stopped for a minute, but it's really coming down now, which foiled my my yard sale expedition plans. Here? Inside you is a skeleton. Alright. And then this, I guess this guy would come out here, and then this would be, right? Right? Is that enough tentacles? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's not even as much as a giant squid. Let's put in some more. You can put some infer some in the background. So that's 11, 12, 13. 13 is the lucky number. Is 13 going to be the lucky number? Let me zoom out. You know what? Here, let's do this. Let's transform. Transform! I kind of want one to come up this way. Inside you is a skeleton. Yes, let's do that. Let's put that big one there. How do they join? How do those two parts join exactly? I'm looking at my giant guy. They just kind of... Oh, there is a bit of a flattened bottom on the end. Oh my god. Looks kind of like a slug in a way. Each of these tentacles look kind of like a slug. And then this part of the shell. Very cool. Nautiluses are cool. I think we can agree. Can't we? Can we agree on that? Can we at least agree that Nautiluses are cool? Okay, so let's... So then, since this is just our rough layer, if I went to... This is the... Where's the brush? Is this the brush? Yeah, this is the brush I usually use for shading and texture. So that... Shading and texture, shading and texture. Something with that? Am I happy with that idea? Bully, hello. Listen while you drive. Yeah, don't watch while you drive. That would be wrong. We are drawing a flying Nautilus, and then the coal. And these are just ideas here. These could be the. This could be the mana of coal. The coal mana. That he's. But again, he's going backwards. So how does that? I don't know. Maybe just like it all starts to come in. So in which case, I'll need to shrink everything down again. Maybe that's the composition. Maybe branch off to make it look not so boring. Let's say that it is. And I would put some... What brush is this? This is Eureka. Okay, good to know. Try to remember that. And let's go back to our normal brush. Normal brush, normal brush. Yo! All this time I've been live streaming without my music. Let's start with Mumra the Everliving. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, by Bernard Hoffer. Mumra the Everliving. Last time I was listening, and the music was a little too loud, so let's turn it down. Hopefully it's not too quiet now. There we go. Sorry about that. Sometimes I forget these things. So hopefully that increases your... Alright, so I want to think about the eye. Let me do a little study of the eye. Looking at this wonderful photograph of the Nautilus eye. Just want to do a little drawing for myself. What did we say the pen was? Waxy nib? Fountain ink or bleed? Fountain ink or bleed, yes. So the eye actually has kind of a flange itself, which is kind of cool. It's got a divided part. I mean, I feel like the Nautilus is magical enough without having to make it more magical. Make it more magical. That's a pretty great eye. I feel like I could just take that and drop it in. But let's do it proper. Okay. So, new layer. This will be let's make it a green layer. Let's switch to black. And, yeah. Should I start with the eye? Oh, I didn't do it. Well, we can do it later. The texture on the, not the texture, but the design, the pattern on the Nautilus. But that's okay. I'm going to flip it back again. You know what? I'm going to take this. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to flip the canvas, image rotation. I'm going to flip it back to the way it was when we started. I'm going to drop this in here. It did work. And then I'm just going to keep that there for my reference. All right. Back to the black layer. Okay, so let's start with the tentacles. We're going to keep it nice and loose. Is this the right brush? Yes. We're going to make that brush bigger. That's what we're going to do. I'll tell you that much right now. Get some. Show those little muscly layers in there. Let me look at my reference again. So, how do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? How does this music make you feel? Does it make you feel like Mumra the Everliving is coming for you? Because he is. Has anybody watched that new Masters of the Universe? Speaking of 80s properties. Mystery Crumble, hello, welcome. Thank you. Thank you. This is going to be the siphon here. Some Dungeons and Dragons cartoon music. We can have nice sharp corner lines. And let's do this eye. Let's do this amazing eye. Sounds like the dog might be awake, which means I might be called to do my doggy duties. Which is to say, take little ding dong out for a pee. Let's put some texture on that. And then this, I feel like this, okay, here we go. This is the ridge. The eye is actually coming outside of the ridge, which kind of looks like it's consistent with reality. Oops. Don't erase that important part of the eye. That's another. This thing, this. Here we go. Those are not words. Those are not words, Torn. All right. So this, here we go. This is the ridge. So I might save given the time is, what time did I start? 10:28? Well, we're already at 20 minutes. We're already at 20 minutes. But that's fine. I mean, I feel like I kind of already drew it once. So we'll just see how much we can do here. And then let's give him a nice hump at the top. And then around we go. Like this particular drawing. Normally I will do a very rough design. Quite often I will do it on paper with a marker. Like I did for the other monster that I'm working on for this particular client. Yeah, let's put some texture on. Ooh, some Star Trek music. I'm going to decrease the opacity of. But for this one, I was saying, because it's based on a real creature, and the specific instructions are, it looks like that real creature, just a little bit more magical. I don't feel the need to send, and then this might bite me in the ass, but I don't feel the need to send a rough sketch to the client. I'm just going to deliver the final, and if he needs revisions, that's fine. Hopefully they won't be too much. We're getting close. Getting close to finishing these tentacles. It's tentacular, let me tell you that. Let's put another one here. Let's just make it. Give the bottom of each of these tentacles a little more of a weighty line. Let's put down here, just so we... I don't like this one at all. Okay. And I feel like, what else do we need to do? This part here, boom, 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 ba-da-da-da-da-da. You can actually see a little bit of that bottom ridge. Ba-ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da. Wah, ba-da-da-da-da. Wah, da-da-da-da-da. Am I really going to draw all these ridges all the way around? God damn it. Why do I do this to myself? Da, 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 da. I will do it nice and rough. This is classic Spider-Man music. Right? Yes. I think it's kind of coming together. And then I'll have to figure out how to do the pattern. But we'll come to that later. Wah, 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 wah. Oop, oop, oop. Ooh, shit. Do better art. Alright, where, how does it, it's got kind of a bit of a yeah, come on now. Anyway. Doesn't have to be perfect. And this is are we done? Maybe that's how I do the pattern. Maybe the pattern is just going to be dots. But you know what? I'll come back to that later. I'll do that on a different layer, so if I need to change it, I can and I will. So for now, look at that. That's kind of cool. Let's do another layer of these mana coal, these coal mana things. Eureka was the one that I was using. Well, let's make this gray. Oh, that's too big. That's too big. Yeah, that's a good size. Okay, I think. And we can... These are the mana. These should be above the red line. These are the coal mana streams. And let's also put some... Okay, let me get my eraser. We have to do all of this business here. Let's get rid of the red for now. Zoom in a bit. Oh! I wish I had a better... I wish there was a brush, and maybe there is, that would do a nice crosshatch texture. It's kind of cheating. Let's put some more in here. So Now that I have a black, although, god damn it. This is what it'll look like in a white. Get rid of that eye. So we can add some more. Give it the illusion of more tentacles against the darkness. I think that's all right. Let's put in some. I'm just gonna do another layer here. Let's make it orange, and I just want to put a little artistic flair to those mana streams. Fountain you could bleed. These are the mana streams. Nope. Maybe even some like lightning, black lightning. Oh, that's weird. Because who knows what coal mana looks like? I don't know. As we're listening to some Saul Hoopy. Like veins. There's veins inside the veins. I don't know. Just making shit up as I go. That's how art works sometimes. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to save my work because I haven't done that at all. Which could be a terrible mistake. So the only other thing, apart from the patterns, is I could... Oh, let's actually try. Let's go back to... I want to just see what it looks like. If I go back to my urethra. What if we did the texture or the shadow here? Underpants. Does that look like a real thing? And I actually want to, you know what I want to do is I want to go back to, what's my main color is green. Let's go back to my green and I want to get rid of that ridge. Don't need it. Not useful. Not helpful. I think this turned out decent. Oh, wrong brush. Okay. Wah, wah. This is my gray. This is the orange. Okay. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. I did the shading on the wrong layer. No, that looks too. Okay. I'm gonna go to the one I like. My go-to. Although, does that look like something? And then we can go. Bow. This goes over here. And I think, again, apart from the pattern, I think we're done. I think we're done with our Nautilus. Is there a way to make it more magical? I'm not sure. Let's drop that on there for now. Just for fun. And we will sign my name. Not with that brush. I've been neglecting the chat. Sorry if things are happening. It looks like the rain might have cleared up, so I might continue my voyage out to Burnaby for Hats Off Day. Where am I? About Incomplete. Torin. 2026. Let's make that a little smaller. Put it down there. Mystery Crumble. Not watched new Master Universe. Apparently, it's all right though. Yes, I've heard glowing reviews and scathing reviews, so I'm interested to check it out. We did it. We did it, guys. It took more than 20 minutes. Let's just put that right under there. And there it is. I will come back to this. I feel it's pretty much done except for the pattern. Yeah. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Hope you had a good time. Maybe I'll do another live stream tomorrow of a different, and I still have some Dark Sun stuff to do as well. So I've got at least 1, 2, 3, potentially 4 more live streams coming down the pike. So thanks again. Thanks, Mystery Crumble. Thanks, Bully. Thanks, Watcher DM. Have a good drive, Mr. Bully. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Support me on Patreon, and I will see you next time on the internet. Bye-bye.